What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. We are so back. How beautiful is that? If we had an event like we just saw over the weekend during a bear market, it would take us 6 or 8 months to claw our way out of something like that. During a bull run, it's an afternoon's work. Things are rocking and rolling. And I'm not saying we're by the turbulence, first and foremost. There could be more stuff on the horizon, but we don't need a lot of runway here, people. Maybe 60 days, and we will cruise right through the gates of Valhalla. What a beautiful thing to see. Bitcoin back up over 100,000, up about 7% on the 24-hour. Even Ethereum is up 13%. XRP, Doge, Cardano, all over 20% up on the 24-hour. We are totally rocking. Now, I saw this news that today President Trump signed an executive order to start a U.S. sovereign wealth fund. And of course, they are going to invest in infrastructure plays, things that are important for national security, not just profit motivated. And this got me thinking, one of the biggest problems that Ripple has is this. What they are trying to replace is the bank's infrastructure. The banks own Swift as a cooperative. And so Ripple's coming in saying, you know what, we can do better. We can cut costs. We can give you end-to-end tracking, all of these great features. But what do they lose? Well, they lose control. At the end of the day, if they're using Ripple Pay, this has nothing to do with XRP Ledger. But if you're using their proprietary system, they own you. And they could raise prices and do all sorts of stuff. It is a barrier to entry in a lot of ways. I have seen one of the things that's being kicked around is, what if we spin off payments? Ripple would still retain XRP, which is, really where the value is at. They would still retain stable coins and custody and all sorts of other stuff, but possibly spin off payments, make that a cooperative that's owned by the banks, and they would retain some ownership, some percentage. Goldman Sachs is also looking to do that with their digital asset platform. They've had trouble getting adoption, even though it's quite good. So they had the same idea. You know what? Let's spin it off. We'll keep some ownership stake in it, but essentially make it a public good for the banking industry. Well, what if Ripple did that? But not just the banks. What if the US government, with their sovereign wealth fund, invested in this new subsidiary that is essentially Ripple Pay that, does digital payments, leveraging XRP Ledger and other blockchains? Like that could be huge. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Of course, global payments, domestic payments, having ownership in that for the US government, it's important. It's a matter of national security in a lot of ways. I think we just may see something like this. I saw people saying, well, part of the sovereign wealth fund, we may see American cryptos like Algorand, XRP, Cardano, XLM, HBAR, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think they're going to do that with the sovereign wealth fund. I think we will see the assets be purchased and put into the strategic stockpile, the national crypto stockpile. I think that's where the crypto assets that they get will go in, and the sovereign wealth fund will hold equity in major businesses, artificial intelligence, payments, obviously energy, all sorts of different sectors like this that are important for the government to have a piece of. And I think Ripple or a subsidiary holding their payment technology would be one attractive area. And you'd have to think about, okay, now for the adoption of crypto, we have a way to cut costs, to have a lot more, tracking and efficiencies, and it's partially owned by the U.S. government, and it's partially owned by the banks. Well, that could be something that could scale really quick, and they would be now incentivized to adopt and really roll out. Just something I was thinking about with some of the things that I've read. And you notice that I, backtracked, I pivoted, I flip-flopped, but I said, I'm not going to sell all of my XRP this bull run. I'm going to take 20% and put it to the side for a really long-term holding, because something like this could happen. And that would be a game changer, and that would change everything. And if that did happen, all the people that are leveraging the XRP, it's not just Ripple. And that is incredibly bullish, because no longer is it just on one entity to get it done. And a blockchain that is being leveraged by, major conglomerates and governments, that's much more decentralized, and you have a lot of money that would be pouring in to upgrade it, and I think would just be entirely more valuable. You got to be careful with blockchains. They evolve over time, and the blockchain you look at today and its value could be wildly different in the future. So I think this is at least in play. It could happen. I look for the US government with the sovereign wealth fund to look to the payment sector to try to secure the US interests because that's a big part of our power, controlling the payment system, um, everything from sanctioning countries, things of this nature. And I think they'll look to continue doing that. You can't control the XRP ledger, but you can control Ripple's proprietary system, who gets to use it in global payments. So I think it'd be quite attractive here. Just tomorrow, David Sachs, the president's crypto czar, is set to address the media at 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is going to be their plan to secure America as a leader in digital assets. So we're going to hear from the administration. What is their plan here? What are they going to execute here over the next couple months? My understanding, this could be pretty big. Again, how are we going to incentivize entrepreneurs to go out and build the future and make sure that that building and those businesses are located here in the United States? Big announcement. President Trump's World Liberty Finance bought 86,000 Ethereum in the past 7 hours. World Liberty Finance now holds 422 million in Ethereum, with its Ethereum allocation at 65%. At the same time, the president's son, Eric Trump, is saying, in my opinion, it's a great time to add Ethereum. Whether you like Ethereum, whether you don't, whether you have it, whether you don't, this is bullish, people. You have a crypto czar. You have a president that has a company that's acquiring digital assets. And you have, something like this tweeted by the president's son. This is all part of the digital asset ecosystem. And it just shows we are going to go crazy here in the near future. Thought this was a great post by Vet. The biggest liquidation event in history is behind us. Bitcoin back up over 100,000. XRP sitting at 266. Resilience no matter what is thrown at it. And, I don't think anything is stopping this train. We are going full speed ahead, and we don't need a lot of runway. Again, I think about 60 days is all we need. Raul Paul saying strong dollar and tariffs are the stick, a weak dollar and lower interest rates are the carrot. This is kind of why I did that video yesterday. I couldn't guarantee people that this whole tariff stuff was going to be behind us quick, but I thought that it would be because the president does not want a strong dollar, and it's incredibly strong. What is it, 96 cents to the euro or something like that? Like, they want to bring that down. They don't want higher interest rates, and so they want to weaken that dollar, soften things up, lower those interest rates. So, when you see stuff like this, understand that's not the plan. They do not want to strengthen the dollar. They do not want anything that's going to cause interest rates to have to rise, any sort of inflation stuff. So, sometimes things go awry and could turn bad, but from that standpoint, we understand what they are trying to accomplish at least. And long term, they want to soften that dollar up. You just have to know that inherently. We have the last thing here from Good Morning America. Jack Dorsey posted this video of Michael Saylor transforming into an XRP coin. And, I don't know what he's getting at here. It's not a compliment, I can tell you that. Why is Michael Saylor becoming an XRP coin? Maybe he's saying he's turning corporate, or he's all about the corporate dollar. I don't know. Michael Saylor isn't a fan of XRP to my knowledge, but it seems to be some sort of dig here. Maybe you can let me in on the joke because I don't quite get it, but I don't think Michael Saylor will like this too much either. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link. What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. I want to invite you to join my Patreon. It's $5.99 a month, but I plan to stock this with a ton of value here. Weekly newsletters, in-depth analysis, interviews, stuff that doesn't fit necessarily on the main YouTube channel, but I think you're going to really like. Check out the link below, and we'll see you there.